The one big beautiful bill will modernize this decrepit relic and give America. It's time to pass the one big beautiful bill into.
China has made a significant move by halting its imports of liquefied natural gas from the United States following the imposition of a substantial 15% tariff on these shipments, which became effective on February 10. Welcome viewers to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, like my video and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next update. Welcome viewers to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, like my video and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next update. This decision, as revealed by recent ship tracking data, serves as another clear indication that Beijing is actively working to decouple its economy from that of the United States, reflecting a growing trend of economic separation between the two countries. Prior to the imposition of the tariff, there had already been a noticeable decline in China's LNG imports from the U.S. between November and January, according to reports from China's customs agency. During this same period, China has strategically redirected its energy sourcing, significantly increasing its LNG purchases from Russia. In fact, last year, Russia supplied China with 4 times the amount of LNG compared to what the United States provided, underscoring a dramatic shift in China's energy procurement strategies. When the tariffs were officially enacted as a form of retaliation against former President Trump's earlier decision to impose a 10% tariff on a range of Chinese goods, it was noted that only 2 LNG cargo ships were already en route from the U.S. to China. One of these vessels managed to arrive in China just before the tariffs took effect and successfully unloaded its cargo. The other ship, however, altered its course and headed to Bangladesh in an effort to avoid incurring the new additional tariffs. This information has been sourced from Capeler, a Belgian energy data company that specializes in tracking LNG shipments. The broader context of this situation is intricately tied to Europe's significant decision to boycott Russian gas following the invasion of Ukraine in 2022. This geopolitical shift has resulted in a substantial drop in Russian gas prices, making it increasingly less economically viable for European companies to source gas from Russia. Consequently, these companies have been left with no choice but to pay considerably higher prices for gas from alternative suppliers, including the United States. As a result, Chinese electric utilities have seized the opportunity to purchase Russian gas at much lower prices, thereby reducing their reliance on U.S. imports. Despite the ongoing tensions and the impact of tariffs, it is worth noting that Chinese energy firms had been active buyers of LNG from the United States. However, their actual imports had remained relatively low, even before the tariff was enforced. Many of these companies opted to redirect their LNG purchases from U.S. ports to European markets, where they were able to sell the gas at much higher prices. This trend further underscores the shifting dynamics of global energy trade and the influence of geopolitical factors on market behavior. Jillian Baccara, who serves as the director of the LNG team at Capeler, provided insights into the situation, stating that the tariffs have not significantly altered the overall trade flows of LNG. She explained that the high prices of American gas in European markets create a situation where it is economically unfeasible for shipments to travel all the way to Asia. While the tariffs may not drastically change the routes that American gas takes, they could still have detrimental effects on the U.S. energy sector. For example, tariffs on imported steel are raising the costs associated with constructing new LNG loading facilities, which could hinder the expansion and development of U.S. LNG export capabilities. Additionally, the broader set of tariffs imposed by the U.S. could dampen global economic growth, which may subsequently lead to a decrease in overall demand for natural gas. The landscape of LNG shipments from the United States to China experienced a remarkable increase following the signing of a pivotal trade agreement in January 2020. This agreement included a commitment from China to enhance its purchases of American gas, although it did not explicitly stipulate that this gas would be used domestically within China. As a direct result of this agreement, LNG shipments from the U.S. to China soared to an impressive 9.3 million tons in 2021, showcasing a dramatic rise from just 268,000 tons in 2019. However, this upward trend was not sustained in 2022, as a substantial portion of U.S. gas was redirected to European markets, where prices were considerably higher. This redirection followed Europe's conscious decision to forego less expensive Russian gas, further complicating the dynamics of global energy supply. According to data from China's Customs Administration, the United States accounted for only 3% of China's total natural gas imports last year, highlighting the diminishing role of U.S. gas in the Chinese energy landscape. Interestingly, Chinese energy firms began to emerge as formidable players in the global LNG market approximately 6 months before the Russian invasion of Ukraine.